Facebook page. So here we are. Okay, I'm ready to go. So what's been going on? It's been a month since I've done a program, and I've been gone a lot. And most of my time I was basically in Africa. And for some of you, I sent out an email about that. Now, let me tell you a little bit of background of what is going on there. Now, first of all, if you try to go on to Google or Facebook or try to find this, you're not going to find anything about this anymore. But when President Obama was president, he printed up close to $1 trillion and sent them in shipping containers to different countries in Africa. Folks, I have seen the videos of the boxes. I've got a video where there's almost 80 to 90 boxes with $25 million in each one of those. I have seen about 8 of those shipping containers that have close to $1 billion each in them. You're not going to find this by being able to Google it because, see, powers that be, when stuff appears on the internet, they have the ability to take it off and delete it and make sure it will never show up again in any search or anything of that nature. Now, because our currency is fiat currency, there's nothing that's backing it up. It could just be printed up. And here's what's interesting. When the Federal Reserve prints currency, they put their strap and their band around it. And they're banded in 100 bills. Like $1 would have 100 in them. 20s would have $120 bills, etc. And they have a registration code on it so they know what the band is. The video that I have seen with these scores and scores of boxes, they've opened them up, they showed them, there's no band on them. It's just a rubber band around each one. So really it showed that these were basically fraudulently printed up, which is just fiat currency. So there's no record of it in the Federal Reserve record. And they sent them to Africa, but they're real. Now, I've been to Africa 5 times. I've seen these boxes. I've seen everything that is there. I am in touch with a man that's called the Old Man, and he is the one that is the possessor of these boxes. Now, the problem is the country that it's in, they can't come out with this publicly, because how do you spend millions of dollars without it being caught? How do you bring out all this without it being caught? And if it gets caught, the government would take it from this guy in a heartbeat. Now, I am in personal contact with the man that he has given a power of attorney to be able to deal with this. Now, all the other stuff, I have no control over these large containers. But my contact has 2 small boxes that have millions of dollars in them. I've been there 5 times. I've seen these boxes, and we were ready to take possession of them, but they ran into some problems at what was called, when they wanted to bring it from one country to another where it was safer, at customs, what they did, they took possession of these boxes. And so they're asking for us, and they're extremely corrupt there. And the people at customs, they don't know what's in the boxes, but they know it's something very valuable. And they're asking for thousands of dollars. And so I'm having to come up again, and that's why I sent out this email to most of the people who are on the currency exchange. You have submitted dong to me. I sent an email out to you about raising some money. And folks, I have to be very careful about what I say, other than the fact that I'm going to get a couple $1,000,000 out of this. Now, this money is used to open up the new credit union for our currency exchange program, okay? That's predominantly what it's used for. But because I've been backing this, they're very committed to me. I'm a part of this process, and hopefully I'm going to be going back to Africa again this weekend. But for those of you that did receive the email, yes, the reason why I can pay so much is because of the fact that it's urgent, we need it quickly, and the fact that there's a lot that is there, and they're willing to concede some of that, okay? So that's basically the scoop that is there on what's happening with that, what I sent out to you here now today. Now, I'm trying to think if I need to really go into anything else about the details of this. I can't think of anything else other than the fact that, folks, I've done my homework on this. I've been involved with this now for almost 10 months. I've been to Africa 4 or 5 times. I have seen everything that is there. We are basically taking extra cautionary steps to make sure everything will be secure and everything will be okay. And also, we are controlling the funds that basically that are going to pay for the release of these boxes coming back. And I have an individual in the one country that is basically going to take possession of the boxes. He's 3 steps under the president of that country, so he has a lot of control and a lot of authority, but the boxes need to be moved across the border into his country. Now, I can't go into any details where, what, and anything about other than just what I just told you, but that's the scoop that is there. Now, what else is happening on the currency exchange? I haven't had any recent update, but myself and others think there's a possibility this is getting to be very, very close. Why? Remember what I have said in the past. U.S. Treasury authorizes the release of the funds for the currency exchange. They don't control it. They just authorize the funds to be released. The reason is, see, Treasury has the ability to control the amount of money that moves in and out of the country. And this is a lot of money that's being released into our economy. And what we had heard, now I was told this from a second source. I don't know if I can authorize, I can't, how do I want to say this? I can't specifically say that it's accurate. All I'm saying is that a secondary source shared this with me. In between Trump's presidency, he went to the Texas processing office. He understands what is there. He has seen what is there. And what we were waiting for, we were first of all waiting for him to be inaugurated. Secondly, we were waiting for him to appoint a new Treasury Secretary who authorizes these releases and will be on board with this money being released. That man is now in place. And obviously, it's going to take him 3, 4, 5 weeks to get set up in his office, get acclimated, and everything for everything that's going on before he's going to make a decision like this. But what we are being told, there is potential. It's very, very close. Okay, so what we have told is everything is in place. My recent update from my sources said that there were about 6 to 8 people that were coming from Treasury to the Texas processing office to teach them and train them through the process of how they would release the funds in a safe and secure manner. They were going to show up just prior to Christmas, but it was too close to the holidays, so they waited until about a month ago. And they are back there. My understanding is they are back there. They have basically gone through all of the training process, and we are just waiting. Now, it's important to understand the release of these funds is not about us. We're secondary to this process. We're just beneficiaries of this process. And it is basically a scenario that there's the higher ups are basically the reason, because this money isn't just about us. This is money that's going to affect the complete global economy. And it's designed to basically neuter the Federal Reserve's power over the financial system. And folks, we have to remember the Federal Reserve prints and controls all of the money. And they are a private business, a private corporation. They are not a government agency. And it's run and controlled by those that we call the cabal, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. They run and control all this money system. And these funds being released is the start of neutering their power and control. And what they want, these funds are given to us, and they want us to go out and spend it. Because when you've got scores of thousands of people being made overnight millionaires and told to go spend it, it shifts and changes the power and the control over the money supply predominantly in the United States, in Europe, but also the whole world. So that's the scoop. That's the history. That's the background. And that's basically what we've just been waiting for. So I'm going to have a short program tonight. I had some problems, getting stuff to set up. And there is no ability to call in tonight because Blog Talk Radio went out of business. They are basically gone. And so what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to call it what's called free conference call is the program I'm probably going to use. But I was so busy and I just got home and I haven't got time to go through and set that up, so there's no call in tonight. So basically, folks, And because I couldn't get my videos to work, and I have no idea why that happened, okay? But I should say that all is well. Everything is going well. If you have any questions, send me an email. If you would like to participate in this fundraising that I'm doing, remember it's a minimum of $2,000 and a maximum of 10. Send me an email that you're interested, and the payback is 100%, which means if you choose to loan 5, you're going to get paid back 10,000, and that will take about a month to get that back to you. And folks, remember, this will all be secure. I don't play games with this stuff. I've done my homework. I know what's going on here. This is just one of those extra opportunities for us to take advantage of and to help us set up for the process of the currency exchange. And yes, it's all very real. I said I've been to Africa 5 times. I've seen the money. It just astounds me. It just astounds me. But you know, you get these small African countries, and they live in their own world, and many of them, their governments are very, very corrupt, and so you have to be very careful about what they do and how they handle all this. But here's what I can say. The people I am in touch with, they have an individual from another part of the country, and the guy's a billionaire. He has the ability to come in and take all of those containers out of the African country, and then the money will be set up in bank accounts in Switzerland. That's a part of the process that I'm in, and my colleagues are in that as well. So they've been working on this for a long time, but they have to be very, very careful about what they do. But I would love to have you, if you can loan some money so that I can do this. What I had done is I had committed a lot of my other funds elsewhere, so I'm short on it myself. Yes, I'm going to be putting some of my own money into this, quite a bit of it, but I am going to need some extra. And if you folks could, spare that $2,000 to $5,000, I would love to have that help. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry we didn't get the videos tonight, but it's nice to be back, and we'll see if I'm back next week, or maybe I'll be in Africa. Alrighty? Thanks a lot, folks. Okay. Bye-bye.